What's up, guys? It's Kictor, and oh my gosh, right off the bat, Sugar Kiss just sent 5 gift memberships. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Sugar Kiss. Welcome, Loki Moon, May, Zazzy, Luna, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 5? Did I say 5? And Anamoamanamisia. Welcome, oh my gosh. And right off the bat, we got Rosita and Little Potat, Long Lost Time Lady, Annika, Aria's Drawing, Sandy, Quinn, Mammon Rowe, and Amelia Pond, Rosie Kimono, Arwen, Shanesy, Horror Girl, Emma. What's up, Emma? Thank you so much for sending some stars. Thank you so much. And Robin Aster, Magic, B. Coffin, Dawn McCormick. Hello. And Chirong. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much, Chirong. And Wizard of Moss, what's up? Jaded Chaos. How's everybody doing? Are those of you in the heat wave faring okay? Today it was hot, and so Stitch and I went to the beach, and it was awesome. And I actually started reading that Korean novel, The Beacon of Light in the Darkness, that Seven Seas published. Hey, thank you so much for sending some sparkles, Dre Hop. The one that's like not BL, but it's like it's got a pretty good gay ship in it, you know? But it takes place in an ocean base, so reading it while at the ocean was extra immersive. And I know Spark just bought that book too, so if it's pretty good, I'll talk about it on the channel. But I'm excited. Was excited to just totally relax and just read something. Stitch read. I think it's called The Funniest Book in the World. It's a Richard Scarry book with the lowly worm. We have like a small collection of like children's books that are ones that make us laugh so much, and we've been wanting to get some Richard Scarry. Kate, what's up, Kate? How's New Brunswick? Kate says, I ran to the trailer before the thunderstorm hits. Oh shit, ooh, spooky. Hope everything's okay. Thunderstorm's kind of fun when you're safe. Aria's Drawing said, I made a Peerless bookmark for my reread of Peerless. Oh, wicked! That is awesome. Stitch has been working really hard on her new Kiefery cosplay, and so we stayed up really late last night. I was editing like crazy until like 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. The new in-character cosplay video we did of when we're in some of the Heavenly Officials. It's really, really funny. That's almost done. Maybe even could be out this week. And we also watched A Cinderella Story and another stupid comedy movie. We stayed up super late, though. Kate says, I want to live in New Brunswick. They have sharks here. Aw, that's awesome. Hey, if you like sharks, you should read The Beacon of Light in the Dark book. The guy is a dentist, and his dentist office is shark-themed, even though he thinks that that's a little bit too scary for a dentist theme. Horror Girl, thank you. The Vertigo Chronicles. I have not felt dizzy today. And when I was looking down at the beach to pick up sea glass, so thank God. I hope that is behind me. Arwen says, Moran? Yes. Stitch wants to read a fic about dentist Moran so bad. She was like, I'll commission you to write it. And I was like, I think, is it Spark that's writing it? Or it's not Moss, is it? Rogue! Hey, Rogue! Says, yeah, I hope it stays away. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. You know, I brought my Switch to play more of Miles Edgeworth at the beach today, but ended up just reading the whole time. Reading and collecting sea glass. Oh, I found a rock at the beach that someone wrote on one side. It says, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And on the other side, it was a giant eye. And it made me laugh so hard, but I kept it on the beach because I thought that's hilarious for the next person to come across and laugh. Oh, it's Spark. Okay, awesome. Kate says, if you do a Dentist Moran fic, I'll draw the cover art. Oh my god. Oh my god. Rogue says, you found that? I thought you painted that. Oh my god, no, I just came across it randomly on the beach. Yeah. And I found a bunch of sea glass too. I'm very good at picking up sea glass. I can see that shit a mile away. The special little extra glint it has on the sand. Esper lady, how's it going? Yeah, so then we got back and just showered, and then it was time to stream. It always feels, I love the feeling when you're like on vacation or after you're on, like you've been to the beach and then like you shower after being like, you know, like kind of dirty and like covered in sunscreen and stuff. You just feel so clean afterwards. Rogue says, have you been to the Sea Glass Beach in the States? I forgot the name. No, I haven't, but I have heard about that. I know what you're talking about. That would be crazy. The Sea Glass Beach here, not actually, but the Kitsilano Beach here is full of sea glass. It's awesome. Dre Hop says, have you tried doing the Epley maneuver for your dizziness? I haven't tried it, but I've heard about that. I was gonna wait to see what my doctor said. Jaded Chaos says, I used to paint rocks and put them all over the place too for people to find. Oh, that's awesome. I remember that was kind of like a trend people were doing around COVID. In our little neighborhood, people were doing it. I love coming across a painted rock. It brightens my day. And says, by the way, I like your shirt. Very land vibes. Thank you. I actually made these shirts. And I used to sell them on a shop, but I don't sell them anymore. I think it was because they were, when I switched shops, I think it was quite expensive for like the all over print type shirts, the one that can go over the sleeves, but I do like this shirt. Kate says, we're going to a beach tomorrow too. It's 10 minutes away from where they saw the shark, and I'm the only one excited about that. Yeah, you want to see the shark at the beach. That's awesome. What's up, Mirai? Hello, hello. Short King Boo says, hello everyone, not feeling great. I just had an emotional outburst at work over a misunderstanding, so I'm just here trying to chill out and listen. Oh, dude, I totally understand that. It's like, it sucks when something is your fault or whatever, but don't worry about it. It's all good. It happens to literally everyone. The coolest person in the entire world that you can think of has also had an emotional outburst at some point. So I hope you're able to just chill, relax here, know it's all good, and we'll have a fun time reading Feng Ching having an emotional outburst, and then Hua Chung maybe even having an emotional outburst. Rogue says, I feel you. Work stress changes your brain. Oh yeah, I was a completely different person at my previous job where I was like extremely, extremely stressed out. Oh man, it's not good. I think it made me evil. Spazzy says, wait, what? I was so tempted to dress up in a dinosaur suit and go to the store and take my dog on a walk during COVID just to give people a laugh. That's so sweet. Yeah. Anything to brighten someone's day. Rogue says, at the end of the day, you can always say you're not as bad as Feng Ching with anger issues. Yes. Oh my gosh. Corporate Kictor can and will hurt you. Yes. Oh my god. Come on, like Corporate Kictor can and will hurt herself. Ugh. I was at one point like put in the position where I was being told by my like superiors to like discipline the people under me, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I had like one phone call where I kind of had to like ream a guy out because of his actions, and then afterwards I was just like, who was that? Like, I do not want to be the person doing this. I don't want to be the person in this situation to do this. Yeah, it wasn't fun. But don't worry, Corporate Kictor is no longer. Kate says, Kictor is only evil during trivia nights when Trickter emerges. That's right. That's right. Corporate Kictor is gone, but Trickter is back. Esper Lady, yay, no more Corporate Kictor. Indeed. Indeed. Corporate Kictor whipped her underlings. And when I say, like, ream someone out, I was on the phone basically being like, so, me trying not to cry, why have you not responded to this email? Because everyone really wants you to respond to it. Moss says, I fear non-profit Moss appears too normal. People have begun to approach me with normal things, and I cannot bear it. Oh, God. Rogue says, literally me at work. Oh, gosh, yeah. That's so funny. Kate says, Stream Kictor took Corporate Kictor out back. Some of my really old videos, I filmed at work. And I taped over my work's logo with, like, black tape. Kate says, I could never. This is why I identify as an Omega. That's so funny. What Moss says, get me out of here! Rogue says, thankfully I have a wonderful team I'm managing, and they're all super competent, but I hate confronting people about doing their job properly. Yeah, I know, right? It's like, I just want to be the nice guy. I want to be the nice guy. I am the nice guy. Kictor and her kicklings. Oh my gosh. G-Wrong. G-Wrong in the chat. Omegas are people too. That's right. That is right. Don't let anyone tell you differently. If you guys have anything you want to share, post it in the community and I'll check that in a couple minutes here. Aw, Sandy, that's sweet. Yes, I love streaming and making videos more than anything in the world. Kate says, this is why I want to pivot to art and live in New Brunswick, but so I don't have to deal with people. Yeah, straight up. Tina says, I try to be a nice manager, but I have judgy eyes. I feel like some jobs, they require a judgy manager, you know? Rogue says, agreed. We should all get in a Ghibli cabin in the woods and make art and bread. 100%. 100%. Kate says, more people live in Ottawa than the entire province of New Brunswick. Yeah, I mean, New Brunswick's like this fucking big. That's crazy. It must be, yeah, like, a very different vibe, for sure. You can do it, Kate. Or when you don't like the smell of bread. Interesting. I love the smell of bread. There's like a bread factory not too far from here. Oh my god, it smells so good. And the building, I think the company is called, like, it's called Bimbo. So there's like a giant building that says Bimbo on it. And it smells amazing. To me, not to you, Arwen. Apple Dash has been a member for 21 months. Thank you so much, Apple Dash. Hello, my birthday is on the 25th. Came to say hi. Ooh, happy early birthday, Apple Dash. Thank you so much for being a member for 21 months. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Chirong says, we love betas. Alphas, on the other hand. Hey, I'll be the alpha lover. If some of us, I'll take one for the team. Little Potat says, I live near a chocolate factory. It smells so good in the morning. Oh my god. That's incredible. Wow, to wake up to the scent of chocolate? Chocolate? That's crazy. Moss says, I'm 100% a beta. We got any alphas in the chat? I feel like people used to be embarrassed to admit they were an omega, but now it's like cool to be an omega. Aw, Jaded Chaos, that's so sweet. Bake bread, make art, watch Ghibli, and read anime together. It's beautiful. Rogue says, how does one tell, dare I ask? I must say that truly it is a vibe. There are a bunch of like silly tests that have questions, but because also it can be like your mentality, but then also like your physicality. Moade says, I have no idea. I think I'm an enigma. Kate says, plus I've given birth, which is very omega coded. I feel like stereotypically the alphas are like the competent like protector type, and they like prey on the omegas, and the omegas are like, oh, like submissive and get pregnant. And then betas usually don't go into heats, and they don't go into ruts or whatever, so they're just like there. Omega through and through. That's so fucking funny. Chirong says, I'm pheromone fluid. I may be a beta tomorrow, but it's an omega day for me. That's so funny. Oh my god. Moss says, betas are so normal. That is my problem. Kichter, have you watched ABO Desire? I haven't. I watched the Omegaverse one, though. What was that called? Not the live action, the, anime. Tadaima Okari. That was so cute. Rogue says, crying. Holy shit, I'm trying to keep my composure on the bus. I don't think there's any alphas in the chat. Oh, except for Jaded Chaos. There we go. There we go. That's so funny. Oh, Horror Girl says, I am alpha. Okay, there we go. Okay, wait, I'm gonna make a poll. I'm making a poll. It's anonymous, so answer with your heart. Quinn, thank you so much for donating, Quinn. Quinn says, I would hate to be alpha or omega. Is my attraction my own, or is it my pheromones? I mean, couldn't you say that about any attraction? That's why I feel like bisexual people, like such as myself, are like, being gay can be a choice. Chirong says, I will be blocking all alphas. It has to be done. I used to say, because I'm bi, I used to say I would never date a girl. Why would I put myself through the strife of living in a society that still has homophobia? Why would I do that when I clearly am still capable of being with a man in a straight relationship? And now look at me! Lots of betas in the chat. Interesting. More omegas. 20% alpha, though. Kate says, I said the same thing, but you ended up in the dark path. You do have a child, though, which is beautiful. Rose City Kimono says, is the quiz for what we want or it's what you are? What you are. Rogue says, oh no, man, I'm also bi, but get that straight ass misogyny away from me. Right? It was like when I was a freshman in college, I remember when first feeling a little gay and just be like, I would never put myself through that. I would never put myself through homophobia. Kate says, I found a man I can tolerate and clung. Oh my god. Don't all jump on Spark at once. Annika says, I'm the exact opposite. Why would I date a man when I could date a woman? I love how some of you are actually experiencing, I'm teasing, but actually experiencing strife in the comments. Be like, am I an Omega? Are we human or are we dancer? Rogue says, that's what I meant. I'd rather deal with homophobia than straight men. Yeah, yeah, that is the true answer. That's like the galaxy brained answer. It's like, it starts out like bisexual and then you go down and be like, I will only date men to not experience homophobia. And as you get wiser and wiser, it's like, I will only date women because fuck men. Okay, I'm ending the poll. Lots of betas in the chat, but we do have more omegas than alphas. We can start an uprising and take over the ruling class. Nad Roses says, I fucking love women, but I fell in love with a man. Oh, that was so funny. You guys are so funny. Oh my god. I like how some people are also referring to like a test as if there's like one standardized like government test you take to find out if you're an Omega or not. Oh my god. Oh, Moss. Moss says, I fear a man has shown interest in me and he is not Japan honeymoon vibe, so I need to rid of him. Help. Do not give him an inch. Do not give him anything that he could slightly believe would be taken as interest. Say, I'm sorry, I can't picture going on my Japanese honeymoon with you. Please leave. Rose City Kimono says, hey, I took the quiz you did back in the day. It's a good quiz. Spark Major says, guys interested in me are way older than me, and that sucks because there's no way a divorced man with kids would be accepting of my yaoi hobby. I pray that one day you will find your divorced Shay Ching Chung that will be very supportive of your yaoi hobby. Also, I know I'm just teasing it out there, but there are lots of really, really good guys out there that are very supportive of their wives' yaoi hobbies. I do know many, many good boys. I do know many, many good men. Spark Major says, my Shay Ching Chung is out there, and I do believe that. I do believe that. Jaded Chaos says, I don't care what gender they are, I just need to find someone I can spoil like Hua Chung does Shailian. Yes, that's how I feel with Stitch. Robin Aster Magic says, my husband got me so many gay figures. And Starmander says, my husband buys me TGCF merch constantly. Yay! See, that's awesome. Kate says, because my husband is older, I used to be judged for it constantly. Your husband's fucking wicked. Your husband comes in the chat and hangs out with us sometimes. Nadroses says, if he can play Magic, he can be supportive of Yaoi. Find a nerd. lots of the men that I do know that are great do play Magic. It's true. That's so funny. Annika says, those straights are indeed okay. Kate says, we got that toxic Yaoi age gap. Oh my gosh. If he can't explain the nuance between Hoyu and Che Ching Chung's relationship, Spark Major, then throw him in the trash. Crimson Queen says, my boyfriend sees all my merch and helps me build shelves for them. That's fantastic. That's the dream. That's the dream. Just to find a partner that, you know, will accept your hobby. They're out there. Oh, I'm praying for a Hua Chung for you, Bro City Kimono. Night Owl says, accept my workaholic nature too, crafting life. Hell yeah. Yeah. Oh, RA has a Fujo ant. That's exciting. Yes, Sugar Kiss. You will find your Mobe-Jun. I know you will. You will find your king. He is out there. Crimson Queen says, he also asks when I get a new book if it's that gay anime stuff. Hell yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's like, oh my god, it's like we're gossiping right now. It's like we're at a sleepover. Okay, let's look in the community. Ma says, I am in my pajamas. Okay. Boom. Let's see what we got. Oh, Camila. Whoa, drawing Hualien for fun. Oh, look at that. That's such a nice hug. That is such a nice hug. Oh my gosh. That's beautiful. Incredible art. Oh, Crust Easy. This is so sweet. Hualien partially colored. Look at his little fang. Oh my god. So cute. I love them. That's awesome. Oh, nice. Crazy Kirby. My Danmei K-pop trinket bookshelf. I'm running out of room. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, is that Bang-chan? Hell yeah. Oh my god, all the dice. Oh, nice. I have the dice. I should display them like that. That's so cute. Is this Mobe-Jun and Chen Chen Hua? Who are these little guys? Who is this? That's very cute. I also like Chromie. Very cute. Aw, Spazzy! I'm glad your little kitty is feeling better. Aw. Oh, another little kitty. Very nice. This is my baby, says Mimikyu. Hualien in the hammock. Yes! Oh my god, Sajra Snape! That's so funny because in the book, the scene we read just before this when they're like traveling through Mount Tonglu, they like rest and they set up hammocks. And I'm like, I've never seen Hualien in the hammock before. Look, we're getting it. We're getting Hualien in the hammock. Sanlong. Yes, Gaga. And Rong Guang is down there. That is incredible. Thank you for drawing those scenes. This is great. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so cute. Just the paw sticking out. Oh, Blue Lock. Very nice. I can't remember this guy's name. Is it Bakura or something like that? I watched a lot of Blue Lock. I didn't watch the most recent season, I think. But I did watch a lot of it. Oh my god. This is incredible. Meanwhile, in the Cave of 10,000 Gods, 100% Gaga cream. These two pointing. Hua Chung giving the finger. Shailene on the ground. Sun Long. Look at all of the statues. This is so funny, Ryan. This is fantastic. Holy shit. This is exactly it. This is exactly the scene. This is the new short film, actually. Thank you for releasing the short film early. You're so cute, Crusteezy. Oh, very nice. Oh, you got all my faves up in here. Ooh, Jun Woo, very cool. Who's Mu Jingyuan? Where's he from? Aw, Bingha. Jin Guan Yao. Oh my god. So cute. Yes, Moade. He does have the same voice as Little Guy, I think. Yeah. Oh my god. You forgot your medallion. Now keep it with you. Ooh, Quinn, your next read. Well, I don't know if you're up for it. Thrice married to salted fish is good, but no. Guys, welcome Compendium. Oh, nice. That is awesome. Beautiful. Thank you, Horror Girl, for asking your mom about that. Spark Mater, case file, case file. Oh, nice. RA is drawing. This is your Peerless bookmark. That looks so good. Oh, Zesper Lady in the chat. Look, Peerless. That is awesome, dude. Oh my gosh. Ooh, bye, Leo. Thanks for stopping by for a little bit. Oh, nice. Oh, that Eda bag is cool. It looks like it's a little like fox spirit. Oh, that's cool. I like that. That's awesome, Mimikyu. Oh my gosh, nice. Your Tomodachi family. Oh my god. How did you get the book in there? Did you? How long did that take? You can add pictures and make it yourself. Well, okay, so you didn't go... No, you did. 12 hours. What? That's fucking incredible. Holy shit. I'm blown away. That is amazing. Oh, everyone looks so good. Wow, the robes are incredible. Holy shit. Holy, incredible. The accuracy is nuts, dude. Wow, I'm blown away. That is incredible work, Rosita. That is so cool. You are very cool. That's awesome. Oh, cute. That's awesome. Oh, do you have a new baby? Very sweet. Oh, nice. I think Stitch wanted this Mau Mau figure, actually. I love the sitting figures. They work so good on bookshelves. That's awesome. Love Mau Mau. Is it Shaylan's birthday? Oh, it is in China, isn't it? Oh my god. Oh my god. Happy birthday. So cute. These are adorable. Oh my gosh. These are incredible. Look at their little blushy cheeks and the ears and just the detail on the hair. Oh my god, Izzy. This is just incredible work. It's so cool. Oh! Oh my god. This is so cute. This is so cute. His little tear. Oh my god, he's in the pot. Oh. Oh my god. No freaking way. That is so cute. Look at his little earring. Oh my gosh. And Aura, look how mad he is. This is so cute. This is so freaking cute. Oh my god, Izzy. Even disabled Tyrant's beloved pet fish. Oh my god. And the babies. All laughing at Shenjo in the fucking pot. That is incredible work. That is, I am blown away. That is so freaking cool. Oh, very nice. All right, we're all caught up. Or I'll do one more refresh. Oh, Emma! Yeah, I saw you post this on Instagram. That's so fucking cool! Blue Yuri, but it's Beef Leaf. That's so awesome. I love it. I love it. That's so good, Emma. Holy shit. Oh! Peerless Cuber! Oh my god, his eyes are so cute! That is so cute. Oh my god, nice. You let your cousin color in Hua Chung and the hot dog. Oh, and a little Keyfree. Super cute. Incredible. Oh my gosh. Very nice. Hello, Starsky. I love this, Emma. This is so cool. The girl he was interested in wasn't a girl at all. That's great. Oh, hell yeah! Crimson Queen got the biggest silver wraith butterfly earring this weekend to go with my little baby one. Love, love, love. That's awesome! That is so awesome. I've been considering... I'm trying to figure out what to do with my earrings. I like to do one dangly and one non-dangly. And this one is just like a crystal, I guess. And this one is a little anime sparkle. Court says, my variant comic book cover comes out tomorrow. My straight man friend pointed out that I made these men real yaoi style, and all I could say was, oh, you can tell? Oh my god. Wow, that's super fucking cool. Monster Racing League. That's awesome. I can sense a hint of yaoi on them, I suppose. That is really, really cool. So, is this like a comic book that's getting published and you made a variant cover for it? That is really cool. Orion says, one dangly earring is always a sick look. Thank you. Thank you. Nice. All right. Time for us to dive into some reading, I suppose. He is the son of Mooching and Function. Ah, I see. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Is it Gaga time? Oh shit. CNCL with the recap. Dude, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Recap. Nanfeng and Fuyao bickering causes an avalanche. In a cave Hua Chung has never seen, filled with statues Hua Chung definitely doesn't know. Identities are revealed. Laugh or cry counter 31.5. That's right. That's right. 31.5. Isn't it funny how we've kept that 0.5 the whole time? Bye, Sugar Kiss! Ooh, Local Rogue says, let's do it! I'm taking you to the gym with me! Oh, nice! What are we working out today? I should probably work out today, but I already showered. Ugh! I'll work out tomorrow. Remember the statues in the extras? Yeah, I sure do. Alright. Chapter 93, Cave of 10,000 Gods, Faces of the 10,000 Gods, revealed. Seeing that he was taking the matter quite hard, Shalian decided to try and give some guidance. Actually, it's not that big of a deal. Mooching sneered. I knew I was right! Was it fun? Did you enjoy watching me act? Now that they were being honest with each other, Mooching was honestly tearing him a new one. Nanfeng, or Feng Jin rather, only looked awkward at first, but in the end, he couldn't let Mooching's words slide without comment. What's with that tone? Mooching was pale-faced and thick-skinned, and his entire head turned bright red whenever his blood started rushing, making it impossible to hide that he was upset. Oh, sorry, thin-skinned, my bad. Mooching was pale-faced and thin-skinned, and his entire head turned bright red whenever his blood started rushing, making it impossible to hide that he was upset. He whipped his head around. What tone? Don't forget, you're one of the jesters here, too. I'm not as generous as you are to have no complaints about being someone's entertainment for so long. I wasn't trying to watch you guys make fools of yourselves, Shalian said. And stop thinking everyone is as narrow-minded as you are, Feng Jin added. His Highness still tried to help you, even when your shitty deeds landed you in Heaven's prison. Ha! Oh, thank you so much. But I ended up in prison thanks to your son! What, you want to fight for real? You're not afraid to sire a son, but you are afraid to talk? This is great. This is juicy. This is some, like, Real Housewives fighting. Feng Jin really wanted to knock him dead for raising the subject of his son. Unfortunately, all three of them were still rolled up tight by the silk webbing, so he couldn't move a muscle. Feng Jin and Mooching could only curse at each other, all manners and class gone. Feng Jin's face was getting redder and redder from anger, and Shalian was afraid he'd blow his top soon and start cursing up a storm, so Shalian tried to wiggle a bit, managing to rock back and forth a few times, and eventually roll to Mooching's side. Mooching, can you try turning around? Mooching stopped his yelling and took a breath. What do you want? Feng Jin is too far away. I can't roll over there. But since we know these webs can be torn by teeth, I want to try to break the bindings on your wrists, Shalian explained. Mooching glared at him for a moment, then his expression swiftly cooled as he gazed upward like a dead fish looking at the sky. No thanks. I really do want to help, Shalian said, helplessly. Rogue says, Mooching saying he's not here for entertainment right before saying the most drama-inducing sentence ever. Literally. Your Highness possesses a body of 1,000 gold. I can't possibly trouble such greatness, Mooching said coldly. Feng Jin cussed. What the actual fuck? Why are you being so sarcastic at a time like this? Huh? He's helping you, trying to save you, but you're acting like he owes you. Mooching's head shot up. Who asked him to help? Shalian, why do you always show up at times like these? Shalian was a little bewildered, and he vaguely remembered that Mooching had asked him the same thing a long time ago. How did he answer him back then? He couldn't remember. Is there something wrong with showing up at a time like this? Mooching laid back down. Doesn't matter. I don't need your help. Why? Shalian questioned. Everyone needs help sometimes just to get by. Don't bother with him anymore, Feng Jin said. He's just a show-off. He thinks he'll lose face if he gets help from you. Mooching and Feng Jin kept at each other's throats while a wraith butterfly leisurely danced around Shalian. It was unhurried and calm as it shimmered with faint silver light. It made Shalian remember something, so he interrupted their sniping. Stop arguing, you two. It'll be more of a joke if anyone else sees you like this, and someone will be along to help us soon. No one in heaven or on earth will heed a call from this hellish place, so who's gonna come save us? Mooching said derisively. Unless... A particular person came to mind before he finished, and he trailed off abruptly. Feng Xin, however, asked directly, Crimson Rain Sought Flower came with you? You trust him that much? Mu Qing asked doubtfully. You sure he's gonna come? Shalian was confident. He will come. Hua Cheng had been behaving oddly for a while. Several times he almost suspected the Hua Cheng next to him was fake. Nonetheless, his instincts told him that was impossible. Even if he wanted to, how would he find this cave? Mu Qing added. Why don't we holler some more? Feng Xin suggested. The more people, the louder the noise. No need, Shalian said. We only need to sit and wait. No, just lie down and wait, because Hua Cheng and I are joined by a red string. Before he even finished his sentence, he could see Feng Xin and Mu Qing's faces twitching like worms had crawled into their ears. What's with that look? Shalian said. Don't misunderstand. I'm not talking about some frivolous notion about the red string of fate. It's a spiritual device. Just a spiritual device. Only then did they stop twitching. Oh, I see, Feng Xin replied. Oh my god. Oh my god! Orion says, a gay device. Mu Qing was doubtful. What kind of spiritual device? What does it do? It's quite useful, Shalian said. It's a red string tied on both our hands that invisibly connects the two of us, and one can use it to find the other. It will never break as long as one of us is still breathing. The others couldn't listen anymore and cut him off. How is that any different from the red string of fate? It's exactly the same thing. Shalian was taken aback. No, I don't think so. It's different. And just how is it different? It's exactly the same thing, all right? Mu Qing exclaimed. It's like, you're gay. You are gay. Shalian pondered the matter, only to discover that it was true. The more he thought about it, the more he realized that the intent and function of this spiritual device really was quite similar to a red string of fate. Just when he began to think he could drop this train of thought, a voice came from above. Gaga, are you down there? The moment he heard that voice, Shalian instantly felt himself relax. He looked up. Sanlang, I'm down here! Then he turned to the other two in the pit. You see? I told you he'd come. Feng Xin and Mu Qing both made complicated expressions when they saw how happy he looked. Hua Cheng didn't peek his head over the edge, but all of them could hear the helpless way he spoke. Gaga, I said not to run off. Now what should we do? Shalian was confused by his tone, and his delight faltered. Huh? Is this silk webbing that difficult to deal with? Can't Ming slice through it? The silk isn't the difficult part. He thought he heard Hua Cheng mutter faintly, but the words were so quiet he wasn't sure whether they were actually said. A moment later, Hua Cheng quietly spoke. Ming's not in a good state right now. Shalian found this strange. Wasn't Ming perfectly fine and completely energetic just a little while ago? How could there be something wrong with it now? Next to him, Mu Qing humphed. No need to ask him anymore. How could the scimitar Ming be in a bad state? He's clearly looking for an excuse not to help. Don't say that, Shalian countered. Damn, he's defending his boy. Shalian thought it was more likely that Ming was being disciplined and Hua Cheng wasn't allowing it out. Suddenly, a black shadow flashed above, and a figure dressed in red landed soundlessly at Shalian's side. Hua Cheng leaned down to hold Shalian's hand. Sanlang, why did you jump down too? Shalian cried when he realized who it was. Watch out for the spider silk! Sure enough, the white silk tendrils were flying at him in an attack, but Hua Cheng didn't even spare them a glance. He gave a casual wave, and hundreds of silver butterflies shielded his back, forming armor with their wings. They started ruthlessly fighting the silk tendrils. Hua Cheng tore away the white silk that bound Shalian, then held him around the waist and shook out a red umbrella with his free hand. Let's go. The other two were dumbfounded when they saw that he had zero intention of saving them. Did you forget something? Shalian hadn't spoken, but Hua Cheng looked back. Oh, that's right. The heavily bound Feng Xin flew straight into Hua Cheng's hand, and he passed the sword to Shalian. Gaga, your sword? ... That was what he forgot? Feng Xin and Mu Qing both cried, Hey! Hua Cheng hugged Shalian closer and flung out his arm to open the red umbrella. Gaga, hold on tight to me. With that, the umbrella started flying upward, taking the pair along with it. Shalian hugged him tightly as instructed, and the other two began to scream again in earnest as they were about 6 meters off the ground. Shalian didn't know whether to laugh or cry. 32, 32. Yes, oh my god, the fuck-ass Hades butterflies rogue, exactly. I haven't forgotten you! He sent Royer from his wrist, which wrapped itself around the two giant cocoons a few times and began to drag them along behind the umbrella. When they were halfway out of the pit, Function cried, "Wait! Wait! I left something behind!" "What is it?" Shalian called from above. "A sword!" Function shouted. "It fell into the corner!" Shalian looked down, and sure enough, a sword's hilt was barely visible in all the white silk. He made Royer stretch out further to wrap the sword, and he pulled them all out together. Finally, all four made it back onto solid ground. Royer threw the two thick cocoons to the ground and hurriedly wrapped itself back around Shalian's wrist, trembling slightly. It almost seemed like it was terrified of the white silk webs, which were so much like itself, but so aggressive and evil. He's like, I'm a good silk web, not like these evil silk webs. Shalian soothed Royer while cutting the webbing on the cocoons with Fangxin. The moment Fengxin and Muqing could move, they both leapt to their feet and ripped off the rest of the webbing. Shalian held out the sword Royer had helped bring along towards Fengxin, finally getting a good look at the blade. He stared at it in amazement. "This is Hongjing. Nanfeng, did your general repair this sword?" It was an offhand comment, but the moment the words left his lips, he realized how bad it sounded. Fengxin and Muqing were still in the forms of Nanfeng and Fu Yao, and Shalian had forgotten that their identities had been exposed and was still subconsciously going about with their act. Although he'd intended to be considerate, that consideration simply led to awkwardness. The two of them fell into a strange silence. Fengxin couldn't mask his expression. Discomfort surfaced on his face. He transformed back to his true form and took the sword. Yes, it's fixed. There are plenty of ghosts on Mount Tonglu, after all. Flashing it around makes things easier. Shalian took a peek at the one who shattered Hongjing, who was standing right beside him. He cleared his throat softly. "Sorry for the trouble." Because remember, your local Russian says, forgetting the drama that happened not even 10 minutes earlier, literally. After all, it wasn't easy to repair a sword that had been shattered to pieces. Muqing... Wait, did he actually apologize? That's so funny. This is Shalian clearing his throat softly, saying sorry for the trouble, I think. Not Hua Chung, though. Muqing also transformed back to his true form and brushed off the rest of the silk webbing on his sleeves. It's good that it's fixed. So many of the nefarious creatures here are adept at disguise. If someone's not good at using their brain, using Hongjing is the only way they'll see through deception. Fengxin was pissed. "Who are you calling brainless so passive-aggressively? Did you think I wouldn't notice?" And there they were at it again. Shalian shook his head and turned to Hua Chung. "Sanlong, I ran off too quickly before. Sorry for leaving you behind." Hua Chung tucked the umbrella away. "Don't worry, as long as Gaga doesn't run off like that again." Shalian grinned, but just as he was about to speak, he saw that Muqing's glance at Hua Chung had turned into a strange, pointed stare. "Muqing, what is it?" Shalian asked. Muqing immediately snapped out of it and gave him a look. "Nothing. I've just never seen Crimson Rain sought flower like this and found it curious. That's all." Oh shit. Oh shit. Guys, get ready. Shalian couldn't fully believe his explanation. While this was likely the first time Muqing had seen Hua Chung's true form, he'd certainly seen Hua Chung in his youthful body, and the two skins weren't remarkably different. So why that look? The four left the cave, but after only a few steps, Fengxin asked in astonishment, "What is this place?" Muqing was also stunned. What happened here? They had been trapped at the bottom of the silk webbing pit, so they hadn't had a chance to investigate the situation outside. They were astonished at the sight of innumerable, unique divine statues filling cave after cave, and shocked to learn that there was such a mysterious place and such uncanny craftsmanship beneath this great snowy mountain. This is the Cave of 10,000 Gods, Shalian explained. Mooching scanned their surroundings and mumbled, "Who knows how many years and how much blood and sweat it'd take to build something like this? This is honestly... He seemed at a loss for words to describe it. Shalian could understand his feeling. After all, a stone cave like this was meant for cultivation and worship of the divine. His parents had constructed caves like this for him. What heavenly official wouldn't be astounded by such a massive cave of 10,000 gods? If one of their own statues was worshipped in a place like this, it would be a huge boon to their divinity. "What god is worshipped in this cave?" Feng Xin asked, confused. "Why are all the faces covered?" "Naturally, it's to prevent future passerbys like us from seeing," Shalian replied. "Now that's strange," Mooching said. "They could have just smashed the statues' heads. Why go through all this trouble? Thin veils like these won't stop anyone who really wants to see." As he spoke, he walked over, intending to peel away the veil of the nearest divine statue. Shalian hadn't had the chance to stop him when there was a chilling flash. Guys, this is literally the trailer that just came out. The tip of a silver blade loomed mere centimeters away from Mooching's fingers. Murderous intent made the air between them grow tense. "What are you doing?" Feng Xin asked in alarm. Even with that blade so close, Mooching didn't seem scared at all. "Your scimitar looks just fine. Why'd you tell us that it's not in a good state?" Hua Cheng stood directly behind him and said lazily, "Didn't anyone teach you not to randomly put your hands on things in other people's territory?" "It's not your territory, so whose justice are you upholding?" Mooching countered. "I just don't want to cause unnecessary trouble," Hua Cheng said flatly. "This is Mount Tonglu, after all. Who knows what could happen if the veils are removed?" "I can't believe there'd come a day when someone as arrogant as Crimson Rain Sought Flower would be afraid to cause unnecessary trouble," Mooching said. He moved his hand downward to touch the statue's carved robe. The scimitar Ming followed and pointed at him once more. "I'm only trying to touch the stone now, not remove the veil. Why is Crimson Rain Sought Flower stopping me again?" Mooching questioned. Hua Cheng shot him a fake-looking smile. "I'm preventing you from causing problems." Shalian put himself between the two. Stop! It's not like we have to see which god is being worshipped here. We shouldn't stay here too long anyway. Let's just go. Don't forget that we still have a mission to accomplish." Hua Cheng stared at Mooching's hand. "Since that's what Gaga wants, have him put his hand away and I'll let it go." "Mooching, back off, all right?" Shalian said. Mooching glared at him. "Are you nuts? Why shouldn't he back off first? What if I back off and he doesn't?" Between a heavenly official and a ghost, Feng Xin naturally chose to stand on the side of the heavenly official. "At most, we'll accept both sides standing down at the same time." I like how he had to phrase it that way for Feng Xin to agree with Mooching. It's like he's not choosing Mooching's side, but he's not choosing Hua Cheng's side. Hua Cheng showed no sign of doing so. "You wish." Seeing that neither side would give in, Shalian rested a hand on Mooching's arm. "Mooching, drop it," he urged gently. "You're the one who started this, so you should be the one to let it go, all right? Can you think of it as giving me some face? I swear that if you back off, Sanlong will keep his promise." Although Mooching was clearly reluctant, he held the stalemate for another moment, then slowly dropped his hand. They all returned to the road. Finally, the tension relaxed, and Shalian sighed in relief. They reached another fork in the road, and Shalian turned to Hua Cheng. "Which way do you think we should go this time?" Yeah, the "you wish," right? Oh my god. This is crazy. It's like, whew. Hua Cheng picked a path, seemingly at random. This way. Feng Xin and Mooching had been walking behind them and appeared to be at each other's throats again, but Mooching briefly paused their argument. "How did you decide?" he asked. "Why this way?" The two in front turned their heads to look at them. "It was random." Feng Xin frowned. "How can you pick randomly? Let's not go blindly. We might tumble into another pit." Hua Chung smiled. Even if we fall into a pit, I have ways to pull His Highness out. You can follow us if you'd like, or you can head off on your own if you prefer. To be honest, I'd rather not have to rescue you again. You... That was just the way Hua Chung spoke. Even if he had a smile on his face and his words were perfectly polite, it always sounded fake. The faker his smile, the more his tone enraged people, so much that Feng Xin knocked an arrow on his bow. I love it. He's so fake. Shalian knew that he wouldn't actually shoot. Sorry about this, Feng Xin, but considering our current situation, it really makes no difference which way we go. Hua Chung laughed heartily. Oh, I'm scared. Looks like I'd better stay far away from you. He waggled his brows at Shalian and really did put some distance between them. Shalian knew he was just trying to leave the other two behind, and he smiled as he shook his head. He was about to follow Hua Chung, but without warning, Mu Qing reached out and pulled him to a stop. Shalian looked back, bewildered. Mu Qing, what is it? Mu Qing didn't answer. Instead, he simply shouted, "Now!" Then he grabbed Shalian and dashed off down another path. Oh shit. Shit is about to get fucking crazy, you guys! Oh my god! Ahead, Hua Chung had noticed that something was wrong, and he turned back to look, but Feng Xin had already punched the stone wall. Boulders rumbled and crashed down, blocking the road behind them. Mu Qing and Feng Xin rushed forward and slapped 50 or so talismans to the rocks in the span of a second. Hua Chung was now separated from the three of them by the pile of boulders. As it turned out, Feng Xin and Mu Qing hadn't been arguing when they were trailing behind them earlier. They had actually been discussing how to launch this sudden attack. Shalian was dumbfounded. What are you guys doing? He struggled free of Mu Qing's grip, wanting to check on Hua Chung behind the wall of stone. However, Feng Xin tripped him, and he and Mu Qing grabbed one of Shalian's arms and began to drag him off at breakneck pace. Let's go this way. The talismans won't last for long, Feng Xin exclaimed. You have to ask what we're doing? There's something odd about him. Can't you tell? Mu Qing reprimanded. How is he odd? Shalian questioned. You've really gone stupid. Odd is written all over him. You're the one blind to it, Mu Qing exclaimed. Orion's belt says if they can plan these whole rescue plans while they sound like they're fighting, who knows what else they do? Probably some kissing. You've really gone stupid. Odd is written all over him. You're the one blind to it, Mu Qing exclaimed. Stop talking and run, Feng Xin roared. Fuck, I think the wraith butterfly's caught up. Block the entrance, Mu Qing barked. Feng Xin continued to punch the walls as they ran, and many of the cave entrances were completely blocked by the giant rocks that tumbled down. The two dragged Shalian along as they fled through the endless winding underground corridors, sending his head spinning from all the twists and turns. Stop! Stop! Shalian shouted as they ran. When they finally felt they'd gone far enough, Feng Xin and Mu Qing paused to catch their breaths. Taking advantage of this break, Shalian said, What I meant was, why did you two suddenly drag me away? Did you notice something? Feng Xin was supporting himself with his hands on his knees and panting harshly. Let him tell you again. Mu Qing straightened up and turned to Shalian. It's so obvious! You didn't see it? That pearl! Do you remember that pearl? What pearl? Shalian asked. Mu Qing said each word slowly and clearly. The red coral pearl from the earring of the god-pleasing martial warrior costume. The one you wore for the Shengyuan heavenly ceremony. The earring you lost. Shalian thought for a long while, but he still couldn't remember. He looked confused as he tugged at his earlobe. Were those earrings red coral pearls? Did I lose one? The corners of Mu Qing's lips twitched, and he said furiously, You two even wrongfully accused me of stealing that pearl! How could you forget something like this? It's been 800 years, Shalian began, but Feng Xin interrupted to rebuke Mu Qing. Stop making shit up. No one wronged you. You're the one who started making assumptions all on your own. Orion, thank you for donating. Orion says, I can kind of get Feng Qing's POV here because they haven't been reading Tgcf and they just got here. Yeah. dude, yeah. No, they've got a point, right? They're like, something is off. Something is very off and wrong here. Shalian waved. Stop fighting, stop fighting. Why are you talking about that pearl out of nowhere? Because it's been found, Mooching exclaimed. Did you see the red bead tied in Hua Cheng's hair? Shalian's eyes widened. Are you saying? I am, Mooching stated with conviction. ... So that was why Mooching had that weird look in his eye when he looked at Hua Cheng earlier. Why would he have that red coral pearl? Are you sure you remember it correctly? Shalian questioned. Mooching cut him off. I searched for that pearl nonstop for a whole year, and I've never stopped looking for it. I'm the one who would never remember it wrong. Shalian crossed his arms and tucked them into his sleeves. He furrowed his brow in contemplation. I still think you might be mistaken. There's no reason for him to have that pearl. Don't all high-quality red coral pearls look pretty much the same? Besides, Sun Lung has always liked collecting rare treasures. He's got antiques that are thousands of years old. Mooching nodded. Fine. Very well. You think I'm wrong? Fine. Then look at this. He was standing right next to a divine statue, and as he finished speaking, he yanked the veil off its face. Why don't you take a look at this, then? Surely it can't be a mistake, too. The moment the veil was lifted, Shalian's pupils shrank. The divine statue's face wasn't deformed or frightening. It was the face of a young man who wore a gentle, kind expression, smiling and in high spirits. But when Shalian saw it, a chill raced down his spine and raised the hair on his neck. How could it not be eerie? This face was nearly identical to Shalian's own. Oh god, man. They're like, he's been following you for 800 years. That's so crazy. Looking at this divine statue so closely was like staring into a mirror. Even that smile, previously kind, now seemed disturbing. Shalian couldn't help but feel shaken by the sight of it. This... Are you still going to tell me I'm wrong? Mooching said coldly. With much effort, Shalian finally squeezed out. Why would one of my divine statues be here? One, Mooching replied. Not just one. Look closely. Then he yanked the veil from another divine statue. It, too, had a face that was undoubtedly Shalian's. He pulled the veils from the faces of 5 or 6 more divine statues. They were all identical. This certainly is a cave of 10,000 gods, Mooching said, but there's only one god worshipped here. Only Shalian. He was surrounded by endless copies of his own face. It was like Shalian had fallen into a bizarre, hallucinatory dream. His mind spun for a good while before he abruptly realized something. Wait, Mooching, you didn't get a chance to see these statues' faces earlier, right? You were going to remove the veils, but he stopped you. Mooching humphed. I don't need to see the statues' faces to know that you're the subject. How would you know? Shalian asked. Mooching rolled all the silk veils into a ball and tossed them to the side, his veins popping slightly. How would I know? Because all your clothes, accessories, and daily living needs were my responsibility back then. I washed for you, mended for you, and every item in your wardrobe was unique. These statues are too detailed. Everything is there, exactly the same, completely. When I saw those clothes, of course I knew whose face they would have. That's crazy. Oh my god. Shalian fell silent. He put a hand over his forehead and thought back on Hua Cheng's odd behavior along the way. Next to him, Feng Xin said, He wouldn't let us look at those statues, which proves he knows exactly what's weird about them. That whole excuse about how we all dropped in by accident after the avalanche was bullshit. He must know what this place is. Not just that, I bet he was the one who threw us into that pit of silk webbing, Mooching added. He was serious about killing us. But why are these statues like this? Shalian wondered. The statues had all been carved with such precision that they seemed nearly alive. The details were more than detailed, almost to the point of being frightening. It was clear to see just how closely the sculptor had observed their subject. Shalian didn't think even the work of Shanla's most renowned sculptors had reached this level of detail. It was as if the sculptor's mind was filled by Shalian and Shalian alone, as if his eyes saw nothing else. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a quote that I feel like more people should talk about. How was Hua Chung able to make statues with such detail? It's because his mind was filled with Shalian alone, as if his eyes saw nothing else. The three of them were surrounded by countless statues that all bore the same face, and Feng Xin shuddered violently. Honestly, what the fuck? Too creepy. They're too fucking realistic. And there were so many. I suspect these statues are components for some wicked spell. Let's destroy them, Mu Qing said. He moved to shatter one with a chop of his hand. Shalian's mind was instantly pulled back to the present. He stopped him. Don't! He cried. Mu Qing looked at him. Are you sure? The spell could be aimed at you. Shalian pondered it, but in the end still said, let's not act recklessly. I think the chance that it's a wicked spell is very small. I just love that Shalian likes the statues, you know? Because he loves Shalian. He loves Hua Chung, you know? I think it's very large, Feng Xin said. Honestly, what the fuck? Doesn't the sight of these things scare you? Mu Qing stared at Shalian, who stared at him right back. And what are you basing that off of? Nothing, Shalian said. But these divine statues are quite nice, and very meticulously sculpted. If we destroy them before we find out about them, we might regret it. After a pause, he added, Sanlong might have lied to me about something, but I truly don't think it's anything that would harm me. Mu Qing couldn't believe his ears. Did he cast some spell on you to bewitch your mind? I think if he wrote suspicious on his face, you'd suddenly forget how to read. While they were talking, Feng Xin snapped to alertness, like he was about to face a dangerous foe. Watch out! He cried. Shalian and Mu Qing both tensed and demanded, What is it? That spider silk is coming at us again, Feng Xin exclaimed. The palm torch illuminated the stone walls ahead. They were covered with large patches of dense white silk. The three cursed mentally, gearing themselves up for another clash. Yet, unexpectedly, the white silk wasn't as aggressive as the silk in the pit. It neither moved nor attacked. It was acting like a gecko lounging on a wall. After they waited for a while, Shalian observed, These silk nets don't seem alive. If they're not alive, then what are they for? Feng Xin questioned. Shalian had an answer in mind, which he confirmed when he went over to study it. I think they're covering something. All three of them stood before the stone wall. Shalian gave the white silk a tug and pulled off a large section. As expected, the strands were tough and difficult to tear down, but he could manage it with effort. The veils had concealed the identity of those divine statues, so what was hidden on this stone walls? The other two joined him in tearing down the webs, each taking care of different areas. Soon, a section of the wall was revealed on Shalian's side. It's a mural! The webs had been hiding a giant painting. The entire surface of the wall was densely packed with lines, colors, and little people. The mural was divided into smaller pieces, each with a different style. Some were coarse and wild, some elegant, some exquisite, some peculiar. After studying it for a while, Shalian stated, He painted this. He? Mu Qing echoed. Hua Chung? Are you sure? Yes, Shalian said softly. There are words on here, and he's the one who wrote them. He pointed at a little blood-red person on the wall. Right next to it, there were a bunch of messy, twisted, indiscernible characters. It looked like they had been written in a state of delirium, or scrawled to vent the author's feelings during a period of extreme suffering. Based on those characters, Shalian could guess the little blood-red person painted there was Hua Chung himself, but for some unknown reason, he had depicted himself as extremely ugly and disfigured. Here's a picture. Rogue says, I would recognize my man's terrible handwriting anywhere. Literally. Function glanced at it and couldn't help but comment. That handwriting, it's so ugly. I've gone blind. I bet even I write better than him. Handwriting uglier than Function's was truly beyond saving. Shalian was dazzled. There was so much to see that he didn't even know where to start looking. Now that he'd confirmed this was Hua Cheng's work, it was like he had discovered a treasure trove. His fingertips began to tremble slightly. Mu Ching seemed to have discovered something nearby and called out, Your Highness, come quick! Come and see! Only then did Shalian snap out of it. What is it? Function and Mu Ching were already rendered speechless and could only point at one of the images. The piece was considerably larger than the other ones depicted. Right at its center was a tall tower connected to a city wall. Below, a sea of people surrounded a magnificent stage. The lines were simple, yet they captured the scene perfectly with only a few strokes. Mu Ching pointed at the center of the mural. So, that was him, he said with a trembling voice. Shalian was also staring at that section. This piece was mostly colorless. Only 2 figures had been colored within it. There was a small figure at the bottom that had been painted pure white. It seemed to be glowing. The figure was looking toward the sky with hands outstretched. It was about to catch another little figure who was falling from the tower. That little figure was bloody red. Is that him? Was that him? Mu Ching murmured. The little kid who fell during the Shengyuan Heavenly Ceremonial Parade. But how is that possible? I can't believe it. Crimson Rain sought flower. Was him? Function patted Shalian and Mu Ching madly and pointed to the side. There's more in the back! Shalian walked over to the other mural and saw that it depicted a dilapidated little shrine. Upon the shrine's altar there was a divine statue, which also glowed faintly with white light. It held a sword in one hand, and in the other it offered a red umbrella downward. There was an ugly little blood-red figure at the bottom of the mural. It cupped a small flower in its hands, which it was offering to the statue. Shalian felt a sudden headache coming on. His hand flew to clutch his throbbing temple, but he didn't look away. The next mural depicted a battlefield. Large bands of soldiers were gearing up for a war, and little white figure floated in the sky overhead. It wielded a long sword in one hand and looked mighty and glorious. There was another little blood-red figure among the dense battalion below. Its head was raised to watch the one in the sky. Shalian was absorbed in these paintings when Function's disbelieving voice rang out. That red one, it's all the same person, isn't it? It's all him! They're all Hua Cheng! Holy fuck! He's been following you all this time! Mu Ching also looked incredulous. He wasn't just following, he was watching very closely. Very, very closely. He was everywhere. Look, this is the main street, Buyoi Forest. What's this, Beizi Hill? My god, was he the one who carved all these divine statues? It's Hua Cheng's all the way down. Looking at the murals was giving Function chills. My fucking god, who the hell is he? He's had his eye on you since 800 years ago, and he's still following you, even now. What the fuck? This is terrifying. Is he bewitched? What the hell does he want? No normal devotee would go this far. Just, what the hell does he want? There must be some plot. There must be, Mu Ching exclaimed. Let's keep looking. I'm sure we'll find a clue. Shalian was completely stricken. He stared at that little blood-red figure on the wall, unable to wrap his mind around it. It felt like countless memories were fighting to rush into his brain. He hadn't forgotten, but they'd never taken root. They were pouring in so fast that his breath could barely keep up anymore. Just then, Shalian heard the other two yell, and he snapped out of it. What is it now? He asked. Feng Xin and Mu Ching were both standing before a stone wall, and it looked like they had seen something outrageous. When they saw Shalian walk towards them, Feng Xin quickly turned around and stopped him, pushing him away. Holy fuck! Don't look! What? Shalian was bewildered. What was it? Why can't I look? Mu Qing's expression was dark. Just don't bother. There's nothing worth seeing here. Let's get out of here as soon as possible. The two of them each grabbed one of Shalian's arms and started to bolt once more. Shalian complained as he was dragged along. What are you doing? I wasn't done looking at the murals. There's no need to look anymore. Things like that shouldn't be seen. Feng Xin yelled angrily as he ran. My fucking god! I've never witnessed anything like that in my fucking life! Nor anyone like him! Shalian was baffled. What have you never witnessed? What's wrong with Sanlong? Why are you still calling him Sanlong? Stop it! Mu Qing admonished. You can't get away from him fast enough. Never go near him again. He's not normal. He's sick in the head. He's crazy. Shalian couldn't listen anymore. Why are you two insulting him like this? None of us are all that normal, you know. Stop asking, Feng Xin cried. You don't understand. He's not like us. He's crazy. Toward you. Toward me what? Shalian demanded. Please let me go. Please let me go back and see for myself, all right? One wanted to go back, but the other two were pulling him forward. They were stuck in that stalemate until suddenly a bone-chilling voice came from ahead of them. Didn't I say not to randomly put your hands on things in other people's territory? Oh my god. Your local Russian said, he's a little gay. Yep. He drew a mural of them fucking. He did. Now I will say, it's never stated exactly what was drawn here, but MXTX did do an interview, and in the interview the question was asked, what was the scene that Hua Chung drew? And she replied, it was that. Like, it's what you're thinking. Right, Rogue? I think, assuming that it's the Land of the Tender scene is a good assumption. It's definitely Shalian. It's inappropriate, right? Feng Xin says he towards you. It's clearly something, you know, Hua Chung clearly has been drawing canon scenes that he's encountered. So it very well could have been just Shalian, like, moaning in the cave, I guess. But the translation of the MXCX interview that I read, it says, like, it's that. He drew that. And then the translator note was, like, to explain pa pa pa. So... I think he painted them fucking. Annika says, you're doing such a good job acting out Feng Jing's crash out. This is so entertaining. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm having fun trying to do the voices and stuff. The reason why I personally feel like it's not the Land of the Tender scene is because, like, if he just drew Shalian, like Shalian was stabbed into the ground in the cave and stuff, right? Like he I feel like they might think he looked, I don't know. I feel like arguments can be made for whatever, but that's not the point. The point is that Hua Chung drew something sexy of Shalian at the very least. They found his not safe for work Gaga art. Yeah. This is so crazy for Hua Chung to show up right after they saw that, though. It's so embarrassing for him. Fuck. And he still has to act cool. I think I like it because it proves that, like, Hua Chung has like a sexual attraction towards Shalian as well. I just like that. I don't know. Anyways. And I love how Shalian's like, I want to see it! Spazzy says, read Kate's comment. What is Kate's comment? Kate says, they found my Patreon. Yes. Rogue says, Hua Chung's like, why are you guys in my room? They basically stole Hua Chung's sketchbook and found the page with his yaoi fan art. Oh my god. Yeah. Could you imagine, like, going back and being like, no, he wasn't drawing that in a horny way. He was just drawing out his memories. Like, he made multiple sculptures of him half dressed. Like, that we came across a couple pages ago. It was like, he was sometimes was in robes. He sometimes was, like, bare-chested, right? Like, he's been sculpting with his dick a little bit, right? And I don't think he ever thought anyone was gonna find his cave. He definitely didn't want Shalian to find his cave. This was for him. Annika says he was diligently recording historical events. Yes. Maybe he was practicing anatomy. Yeah, yeah. Pat brings up a good thing. I don't think Hua Chung would draw himself fucking Gaga in that cave. Since the cave only worships Gaga, he depicts himself as a red spot. That is a good point. That is a good point. It could just be Shalian all splayed out and looking aroused. But at the very least, MXTX did confirm herself. And she's intentionally not saying what it is, but she's like, yeah, it's that. Okay. Glad we had that very scholarly discussion. Okay, why are you guys touching my things? There we go. I skipped a page. Okay, didn't I say not to randomly put your hands on things in other people's territory? The three of them froze, then slowly turned to look. Before them stood a man dressed in red. Hua Cheng was leaning against the stone wall, blocking their way with a smile. If you do, who knows what will happen? While his mouth was smiling, his eye held not a trace of mirth, but was instead dark and muddied. He hugged one of his arms, while the other hand idly fiddled with something small. Is he doing the Edgeworth? It was the deep red coral pearl tied to his thin braid. The coral's luminous red luster was as bright and dazzling as the red affinity knot on his pale finger. Neither of the hundreds of charmed talismans nor the heavy piles of boulders had stopped him. Feng Xin and Mu Qing both reacted swiftly. Feng Xin shot a barrage of arrows at Mu Qing and swung his saber to send an air blade strike towards Hua Cheng, then grabbed Shalian and ran. Feng Xin employed his same old trick and struck wildly at the rock wall. "What the fuck?" he cried. "How did he find us so fast?" "How should I know?" Mu Qing yelled back. "Wait, the red string! The red string! His finger is still tied with that red string!" When it dawned on them, they both turned around to seize Shalian's hand. As if he would let them, Shalian clutched the red knot on his finger to protect it and exclaimed, "You can't!" "Your Highness, he'll find us as long as you keep that red string tied to you," Feng Xin insisted. "If you don't want him to catch up, it has to be removed." Shalian still held on, guarding his finger. "I'm not afraid of him catching up. I want to ask him about this face-to-face." Mu Qing's eyes widened. "You still want to talk to him? I don't think you realize how dangerous he is until he's devoured you whole." "But I already know he's dangerous," Shalian countered. "You guys won't tell me what that mural shows, and you won't let me go near him. You won't convince me either. You won't convince me of anything acting like this." "He's a ghost king, and his behavior is abnormal. People would usually stay far away based on that alone. You shouldn't need to be convinced of anything." Shalian raised two fingers. "Two choices. Either you let me go back and ask him to explain, or you let me go back to look at that mural." Feng Xin and Mu Qing seemed to remember something terrifying. One's lips began to twitch, while the other's brow could not furrow any deeper. They both stood blocking him and yelled in unison, "We'll allow neither!" That makes me think the mural was something pretty nasty. Thus, Shalian rolled up his sleeves. "Well, since you both said no, let's solve this with our fists. Who is first? Or will you come at me together?" I love it. Because for a little while, I feel like Shalian's, like, agency was hijacked there for, like, you know, the sake of this funny chase scene. But now Shalian's like, all right, fucking fight me. Mu Qing turned to Feng Xin. "You first." Then he backed away to the side of the tunnel. Feng Xin didn't seem confident that he could win against Shalian, but he was determined to give it his best shot to rescue this wayward youth. This wayward youth. He's like, you've gone astray. I need to save you. "Very well, Your Highness. Pardon my insolence." Before Shalian could even return the opening courtesy, he felt something hot being stuck to his back. Someone behind him shouted, "Stay still, don't talk!" And he was rendered as stiff as an iron board. And not just his body, he also couldn't move his mouth to speak. Mu Qing darted out from behind Shalian. "Let's drag him away. That talisman will paralyze him temporarily, but it won't last long," he said to Feng Xin. Feng Xin was slightly dumbfounded. "Why did you ambush him? Didn't we agree to go one-on-one?" It's like, aw, we worked together. Feng Xin is older than Shalian because he was like his bodyguard, isn't he? I could be wrong, though. Shalian was shocked as well that Mu Qing would immediately go back on his word. He wouldn't have been deceived so easily had it not been for his wholehearted trust in both of his once subordinates. Who has the time for you to go one-on-one right now? Mu Qing said. He's doing it on purpose. It's easy to see that he's dragging things out to give Hua Cheng time to catch up. Do you see the state he's in right now? Completely enchanted. No matter what you tell him, nothing will get through. Once they meet, Hua Cheng will probably only need to charm him with a few lies, and he'll believe him, just like someone who's under a fox spirit's thrall. I love how they say he's enchanted, and they're like, he's bewitched, and it's actually just romantic because he's not actually under a spell. He's just in love with him. Feng Xin considered this and decided what Mu Qing said made some sense. Your Highness, he sighed, we didn't intend to deceive you, but his behavior towards you is really unseemly. I can't even speak of it! Please, just come with us. Let's go, Mu Qing said. Mu Qing's words weren't a suggestion or a plea, they were a command. He must have stuck a command talisman on Shalian's back, drawn in his own blood. A command talisman could ostensibly make its target obey the spellcaster's every whim, but in reality, it could only realize simple commands like do not speak, walk, stop, run, and so on. More complicated commands were harder to execute, and the talisman couldn't confound the target's mind. Only powerful ghosts like the Brocade Immortal could manage such things. The two hurried along, with Shalian in tow again, but they were stopped by a pile of rubble blocking the way. Feng Xin saw that their path had been cut off and wondered aloud, Why are these rocks blocking the way? We can't go any farther. Weren't you the one who knocked them down? Why are you asking me? Mu Qing said. You were the one leading the way, so you're the one who messed up. Why are we somewhere we've already been anyway? Why would you circle back around? Feng Xin questioned. Mu Qing refused to be questioned. What a joke. I don't know the roads here, so how could I possibly lead? Haven't we been running all randomly this time? Sensing that they were about to get into another argument, Feng Xin waved it off. Never mind, it's not worth wasting my breath on you. Let's just dig through this. Hua Cheng was pursuing them from behind, so they could only go forward. Retreat wasn't an option if they wanted to avoid running into him. I'm picturing him just, like, slowly walking towards them like Michael Myers. Blocking roads was easy, but digging through that blockage was much harder. That made Shalian stand obediently in a corner while Feng Xin rained down random punches on the boulders, and Mu Qing, with bulging veins, swung his mighty Janman Dao to shatter the rocks. They cleared the path in no time. Rubble rolled and dust clouded the air, but just as they were about to call Shalian over, they saw a red-clad figure standing in the now open passage amidst the clouds of settling dust. Shalian's eyes instantly lit up. It was Hua Cheng. The Ghost King's gaze was cold. He stood silently with his hands clasped behind his back. Why won't you go away? Feng Xin blurted. This man was the very definition of persistence. They had left him in the dust, so how had he managed to appear ahead of them? How long had he been standing here, waiting in silence as they cleared away the obstacle blocking their way to deliver themselves? Right into his hands. He was frighteningly tenacious and sinister. As he's always been. Feng Xin and Mu Qing quickly backed away, putting some distance between them. Hua Cheng didn't look at them. His gaze moved to the side of the tunnel, and he took a step in Shalian's direction. Feng Xin and Mu Qing realized why he was here, and rushed to Shalian's side in a flash to guard him. Don't come any closer! They both shouted at once. Hua Cheng's expression turned extremely dark. Normally, if someone dared to tell Crimson Rain-sought Flower to stay away, he wouldn't give a damn. He'd simply laugh and approach anyway. But at that moment, he seemed genuinely wary, not daring to move recklessly. He paused in his step. After a moment, he finally spoke. His words came slowly, and his tone was calm. What do you two mean by this? Feng Xin, however, cut straight to the point. You don't need to pretend anymore. We know this is your old lair. We've already seen what those divine statues are, and the murals, too. We've seen everything. Hua Cheng wasn't directly facing them. He stood at an angle. The hands tucked behind his back seemed to jerk at Feng Xin's words, and two of his fingers curled stiffly inward. His Highness saw it too? He asked softly, inclining his head. His voice was very, very quiet. While he still sounded unfazed, his voice was slightly cracked and obviously strange. "No!" Shalian cried mentally. The truth was that he hadn't seen much, but at the moment Shalian could neither move nor speak. He could only lean dutifully against the wall in the corner, which made it look like he was hiding behind the other two. It must have seemed like he was afraid to face Hua Cheng and refused to speak with him. "No!" Feng Xin drew his bow. "That's right. We now understand your intentions. With respect of your position as a Ghost King, if you still know self-respect and conduct yourself with any dignity, we ask that you don't come near His Highness again." Shalian's feelings were like a cottage on fire, black smoke roiling heavy and thick. Hua Cheng should have noticed that something was amiss, and Shalian could only hope that he would question him directly to find out what was wrong. But Hua Cheng's current state seemed to render him unable to notice a thing. "Don't go near him," he said coldly. "What right do either of you have to say that to me?" Not waiting for their response, Hua Cheng's eye flashed dangerously. "But you've reminded me that we have unfinished business to settle." It's like you thought he was being all ooh-woo, and then he was like, nope. The moment he finished speaking, countless shrieking silver butterflies shot forth toward them. In the face of such an attack, a spiritual shield was the only option. Feng Xin and Mu Cheng cried in unison, "Shield!" The butterfly deluge was blocked by this formless spiritual shield and shattered into shimmering silver light, which rapidly recrystallized into new silver butterflies and attacked once more. The onslaught was completely unstoppable. Feng Xin and Mu Cheng gave ground slowly as they kept their shield up, and Hua Cheng steadily advanced step by step. The whirling winds raised by his spiritual aura stirred his raven hair, and it danced wildly with every gust. The mad fury and violence in his eye was on full display under the blinding light of the silver butterflies. And that's the scene in the trailer. Defending alone wouldn't get them anywhere. Feng Xin and Mu Cheng exchanged a look, silently agreeing to go on the attack. They maintained the spiritual shield as they charged forward. Then, with weapons flashing, the three began to fight in the narrow stone corridor. Feng Xin battled the wraith butterflies, while Mu Cheng faced Hua Cheng. Hua Cheng flung out an arm, and the scimitar Ming appeared in his left hand, ready to strike. This was the first time Shalian witnessed Ming fighting seriously. The scimitar was long, slender, and chillingly murderous. It's like this insanity is going on. He just found out Hua Cheng's been chasing after him for 800 years, probably drew something inappropriate. Feng Xin and Mu Cheng have petrified him, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm getting to see Ming. Ming is so cool." The scimitar was long, slender, and chillingly murderous. It was gleamed with threatening silver light. It was truly a wicked blade, overflowing with evil. The battle was truly thrilling to behold. Hua Cheng stood his ground even when fighting 2 against 1, and Shalian watched unblinkingly with bated breath. With a flick of Ming's blade, Mu Cheng's Jama Dao was knocked off course and into the rocks. Although Mu Cheng still had a grip on the hilt, the blade was struck. He couldn't yank his weapon out. This only shocked Mu Cheng for a moment, but Hua Cheng's fist was already swinging right into his jaw. Between all the sword fighting and everything, he finally gets to just sock Mu Cheng in the face. The punch sent Mu Cheng flying through the air, and he finally lost grip on his saber's hilt. Meanwhile, each arrow Feng Xin shot at the butterflies was snapped by their sharp wings. The sheer number of butterflies was ultimately too difficult to deal with. At this point, both victory and defeat were a foregone conclusion. Countless white silk tendrils slithered from the corners of the corridor and wrapped Feng Xin and Mu Cheng into giant cocoons once again. The more they struggled, the tighter their bindings became. Mu Cheng tore at the silk as he yelled, "I knew you were the one who threw us into that pit!" "This isn't spider silk!" Feng Xin exclaimed. "This is..." It dawned on Shalian as well. It was butterfly silk. Butterflies emerged from chrysalises, which they wove from their own silk. This strange white silk was completely of Hua Cheng's making, and it was probably linked to his aggressive wraith butterflies. With the match decided, Hua Cheng sheathed his scimitar. I threw you in to save you from disaster. Otherwise, you would have never had a chance to find this cave of 10,000 gods, he jeered. And it was your yelling that caused the avalanche. Why don't you thank me for saving your puny little lives? Hua Cheng had probably planned to wait out the avalanche at first, getting Shalian out once the snowy mountain quieted down and leaving Fengxian and Muqing behind. But unexpectedly, the pair had gnawed through the chrysalises and made enough noise that Shalian had discovered them, which led to all the trouble afterward. If not for that, Shalian might have really just followed Hua Cheng straight out without looking at a single divine statue. But the worst-case scenario had come to pass. Every secret had been torn out and exposed under the sun. Despite the anxiety roiling under the surface, Shalian's body still sat obediently in place. Hua Cheng's gaze was growing colder and more intense as he stared condescendingly down at Muqing. It seems I'm the one with the real talent for sabers, not you, he quietly stated. Burn. Muqing's throat was bound by a few bands of white silk, and his face changed from blue to red and back as he was strangled. Blood leaked from the corner of his lips, and he choked out, You! I see. I get it. Fengxian gritted out through his teeth. What do you get? I get why this bastard hates me so much now, Muqing said. He probably hates you for the same reason. Why? Fengxian demanded through his coughs. Because he's insane, Muqing said hatefully through his own coughing. Have you forgotten who was in those murals? He was that young soldier His Highness wanted to promote after he promoted from Basie Hill. His Highness had said his swordplay was good and that he was well suited to the saber. I love how Hua Cheng has been holding this over him. He's like, you're the saber guy? Actually, Gaga said I was well suited to the saber. And I'm better than you. That's so fucking good. Why'd that make him hate you? Fengxian questioned. Muqing didn't reply. Bam! Hua Cheng landed another punch on Muqing's face. Hua Cheng gave a chilling smile and answered on Muqing's behalf. Because he kicked me out of the army. To think Muqing had done something like that. Fengxian was astonished. What the fuck? Why'd you do that? How'd he piss you off? Muqing's face was covered in blood. I just made him go home. It's not like it's good to fight in a war. How could I have known he'd wind up being this crazy and holding grudges all this time? Hua Cheng cut him off with another punch, so forceful that Muqing's face almost contorted when it landed. Bam! Hua Cheng smiled. Did you think I couldn't guess why you kicked me out? Muqing looked away, and Hua Cheng snickered. I guess it's clear which of us is actually useless trash. This is crazy. This is crazy. Muqing spat out a mouthful of blood and grimaced like he'd been stabbed where it hurt. He replied, spitefully slowly. Thank goodness I kicked you out. If we kept you in the army and let you get closer to His Highness, were you going to watch him all day with your mind full of unspeakable filth? Disgusting! See, I feel like, right? Shalian's heart squeezed violently. Hua Cheng had a fist raised at first, but it froze in midair when Muqing spat the word disgusting. Veins bulged on the back of his pale hand. The fingers clenched and loosened, and then clenched. A long moment later, Hua Cheng said icily, For now, I won't argue with you on that point. But tell me one thing, and tell me honestly. Your argument before the avalanche, is that true? That's hilarious. That Hua Cheng's like, you're not wrong. If we kept you in the army and let you get closer to His Highness, were you going to watch him all day with your mind full of unspeakable filth? Hua Cheng says, for now, I won't argue with you. I won't argue with you on that point. That is fucking hilarious. Yeah. like, yeah, man. You got me there. Okay. For now, I won't argue with you on that point, but tell me one thing, and tell me honestly. Your argument before the avalanche. Is that true? Mu Qing looked to Feng Xin with eyes wide. Feng Xin looked back, his own eyes round and bulging. Neither of them knew how to respond. My patience is limited, Hua Cheng said sharply. Answer me on the count of 3. 1, 2. Such a rush for an answer. An idea struck Mu Qing within his panic. Your Highness, run! He cried. The moment the command was issued, the damn spell struck to Shalian's back, forced him to bolt. Hua Cheng swung around towards him, and 2 bands of white butterfly silk shot from the corners of the cave to bind Shalian. He fell to the ground before he'd even managed 2 steps. To an observer, it looked like Shalian had been frozen in terror this whole time, or perhaps he'd been struggling to accept the truth about Hua Cheng, or had simply decided he didn't want to intervene in their fight. Now it looked like he'd finally decided to flee, but failed. The truth was, though, he had never even considered running away. I do really like that this whole time Shalian never feels unsafe, you know? Shalian's hands and feet were tightly bound by the thick white silk. He lay sprawled on the ground with his black hair and white sleeves splayed out around him. His bamboo hat had rolled off to one side. Hua Cheng slowly turned to him, paused for a long moment, and then made his way to Shalian's side. He'd only taken a few steps before Feng Xin could no longer hold back a desperate shout. Hua Cheng! Hua Cheng paused in his step and tilted his head. Let His Highness go! Feng Xin forced out a plea. He suffered enough. Don't to him. Hua Cheng didn't reply. He came to Shalian's side, and with one hand on his back and the other under his knees, swept him into his arms. Shalian lay against Hua Cheng's chest. Even though they were sealed in those giant white chrysalises, he could see Feng Xin and Mu Qing's expressions. Feng Xin looked like he was watching a lamb entering a tiger's mouth, as if Shalian was going to be ripped apart and devoured, and he started yelling. Mu Qing had started tearing at the white silk with his teeth again, but the awkward angle meant his struggles came to nothing. Hua Cheng knew the pathways of this cave of 10,000 gods like the back of his hand. After many forks and turns, the 2 figures and their voices soon disappeared. Carrying Shalian in his arms, Hua Cheng moved deeper into the darkness of the cave's innermost dens. The only light around them came from the gently fluttering silver wraith butterflies. Shalian couldn't see the expression on Hua Cheng's face, but he could feel the tension in his body. Hua Cheng had held him like this in the past, but it was obvious that something had changed. He wouldn't even touch Shalian's neck or hands directly. Shalian kept eyeing Hua Cheng's face, trying to blink hard enough that he'd notice, but Hua Cheng kept avoiding his gaze. Hua Cheng took him to a chamber with a stone bed, where he quickly brought him and set him down. As he lay, Shalian on the bed, he noticed something and checked Shalian's back. They cast a spell on you? Shalian was overjoyed. He finally discovered it. Still, it had taken him incredibly long to notice that there was something off about Shalian, which just showed how badly Hua Cheng had been caught off guard. Shalian waited for him to remove the command talisman from his back, but Hua Cheng's hand paused before he touched the offending paper. In the end, Hua Cheng withdrew his hand and laid Shalian flat on the bed. Don't worry, Your Highness. I won't kill those 2 useless pieces of trash. For now, Hua Cheng said in a low voice, perhaps attempting to reassure Shalian. Even though I'd really like to murder them. Oh, so good. Their argument, the fact that Hua Cheng... Ugh! There was a layer of thick, soft, fresh hay on the stone bed. It didn't jab Shalian at all as he laid there limply, but he was so anxious that his insides were smoking. He couldn't understand why Hua Cheng wouldn't release him from the spell. Just as he was trying desperately to struggle his way out of control, Hua Cheng Oh, there's a typo. Hua Chung reached for the sash around Shalian's waist and began to untie it. Huh? In an unfortunate coincidence, that was the moment when the command talisman on Shalian's back started to fade. He kicked out hard with one leg as an "ah" escaped his lips. His spasm looked like nothing more than the jerk of a dying fish twitching in its last attempt at life and objecting with no real power. Still, Hua Chung froze instantly and withdrew his hand. "I won't!" At that point, Hua Chung seemed to decide that his tone was too harsh, and his actions might be scaring or repulsing Shalian. He backed away a few steps and softened his voice, his expression cautious and resigned, but otherwise unreadable. "Your Highness, I won't do anything to you," he said in a low voice. Don't be scared." Shalian finally understood. Hua Chung still wasn't sure what kind of response he would receive from Shalian upon releasing the spell, so he was refusing to hear it altogether. Hua Chung seemed to be holding back some sort of urge, and he once again assured him in a quiet tone that sounded like a vow. "Your Highness, trust me." He said that exact phrase before, but this time all his normal confidence was gone. Shalian wanted to answer him, but couldn't, and he didn't dare struggle anymore, lest Hua Chung's misunderstandings deepen. He could only lie there, flat and motionless, waiting patiently for the power of the command talisman to fade entirely. Seeing that Shalian had stopped resisting, Hua Chung approached again, reached out, and gingerly finished untying Shalian's belt. "San Lang?" Shalian cried out in his mind. Shalian wholeheartedly believed that Hua Chung would never take advantage of a helpless person, but this new development was completely unexpected. He couldn't help his eyes widening. Hua Chung set about loosening Shalian's clothes, but he seemed to be avoiding touching Shalian's body, which slowed him down. It was a long while before Shalian's outer robes were removed and the inner robe followed. A wraith butterfly perched on the curve of Shalian's shoulder, and a warm, tingling feeling crawled over his skin. It was only then that Shalian realized the state he was in. His skin was red and slightly swollen, even cracked in some areas, but when the silver butterfly perched on him, his injuries had started to heal. This was frostbite he'd gotten from tumbling all over the mountain, but Shalian hadn't noticed it since he was fairly used to pain at this point. If he had frostbite, then he had frostbite. Even if he had noticed the injuries earlier, he probably would have left them to heal on their own. But Hua Chung knew even better than Shalian himself where he was hurt, and he wouldn't let it go. He would address Shalian's injuries no matter what. Oh, it's because he had frostbite. Okay, you guys, I think we'll save it there. That was crazy. What an insane reveal, hey? Thank you, Chirong. So close and yet so far. Yeah, I mean, this scene is very long. We are only a couple pages away from the confession, though. But that'll be for next time. I don't know when the next reading stream will be. I've got some stressful things on the docket, so I gotta figure that out. This was a good stream though. We had some good moments. What a terrible place to leave off. Okay. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.